So before I start, we are going to start Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 4, text 121. But before I start, are there any questions from last week? Okay. All right, then we'll start with 121. Everybody has access to it, either online or in the book?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. 121. तहार प्रथम वांछा करिए व्याख्यान कृष्ण कहे आमी होई रसेर निदान. Translation. I shall explain his first desire. Krishna says, I am the primary cause of all the rasas. So once again, Krishna being the cause of all causes, so that includes the mellows. So all the mellows start from Krishna. If he doesn't have them, nobody has them. So he's starting that because there's a reason why he's doing that. You'll see it will become clear later on. Text 122. Purnanandamaya ami chinmaya purna tattva radhikara preme ama karaye unmatta. So he's saying, I'm the full spiritual truth and made of full joy, but the love of Srimati Radharani drives me mad. So let me ask you a question. Let's say your stomach is very, very full. Like right up to the neck, you're full. And somebody brings your favorite dish, let's call it rasmalai. I says, please have two of these. What would be your reaction?
No, I will take it later.
Ah,
We will say.
bilkul, I can't have anything right now. I'm
Yeah.
full, right? That would be your reaction. So Krishna is saying, that's what I would expect for me. He's saying, I am full of spiritual truth and made of full joy. So there's no room here. There's no room for additional joy.
Okay.
There's no room for additional going mad. But the love of Srimati Radharani drives me mad because I keep taking it more and more. She's talking about what an irony it is. I have no room, but take more and more. And the more I take, the more mad I get. So that's the other thing. If he's already full of joy, there's no need for him to get mad. Mad means not angry. Mad means crazy. So I already have all that. But still, there's something about her love that drives me crazy. Okay, so that's one point he's making. The contradiction is, the irony is, he's full of joy. Still, he takes more joy in the love of Krishna Radharani, and so much so that he goes mad from that. That means he's not having one rasmalai. He's having a dozen of them. That's what it means. Okay. 123. Na jani radhar preme ache kato bal je bole amare kare sarvada vival. I don't know the strength of Radha's love, with which she always overwhelms me. So once again, I have no room. I have no room, but she's able to overwhelm me. I'm not supposed to be overwhelmed. I'm Supreme Personality of Godhead. I'm full of joy. I'm full of truth, absolute truth, everything. I'm full of everything. Still, she can overwhelm me. What is the strength of that love? He's wondering, he's asking himself, what is that strength of her love that overwhelms me? Krishna doesn't get overwhelmed by anything else, as he does from Radharani's love. So he's expressing surprise. Okay? Let's go to the next one. This is a really beautiful verse. 124. 124 says, Radhikar Prem Guru Ami Shishya Nata Sada Ama Nana Nritte Nachaye Udbhata. He says, the love of Radhika, so notice he's saying Radhika, not Radha. And we talked about that last week. What's the difference between Radha and Radhika?
Radhika is in love. It's a
Yes,
nickname with
it's a
love.
more loving address. So he's acknowledging that she's also very much, what was I going to say? She's also very much full of love, but her love is very unique. The love of Radharani is my teacher, and I'm her dancing pupil. Her prema makes me dance various novel dances. Now, one name of Krishna is Nataraj. What does Nataraj mean?
Dancer.
Yes, but a little bit more. Nataraj. Raj,
Raja, king of dance.
king of
King of-
dancers, meaning
King of-
best dancer.
Best.
There's nothing left to learn, right? And what is Krishna famous for? Um, there's a verse in Charitamrita. It says, Akala Ishwar Krishna Ar Sab Bhratya. Jare Jeshe Nachaye Tar Tache Kare Nritya.
Mm.
Krishna is the only master. Everybody else is servant. And whichever way Krishna makes other people dance, they dance that way. In other words, Krishna is making everybody dance, and everybody is dancing to the tune of Krishna. Okay, is that part clear? And similarly, when Srila Prabhupada went to America in 1965, the first place he landed was what city? What is the first city in North America that Prabhupada landed in?
Boston.
Boston, yes, in Boston. And there he wrote a poem, a wonderful poem.
Mm.
And in that poem, one of the lines is, Nachao, nachao, ame, I forgot. Anyway, basically, it says,
Let me dance.
make me dance, make me dance, make me dance the way you want it. So Prabhupada is also saying, make me dance to your tune. But what's Krishna saying here? I'm Radhika's dancing pupil. Pupil means Shishya. I'm her student. I'm learning from her. And her love makes me dance in various different ways. So steps I didn't know, tunes I didn't know, her love makes me dance to those tunes. Her love makes me dance the way I've never known dancing. So, in other words, हिंदी में कहते हैं उंगली में नचा रही राधा रानी. It's dancing around her finger. And he's acknowledging it, that she makes me dance the way she wants it. I'm her pupil, she's my teacher, or her love is my teacher. How big is that? Just I don't want anybody to lose the significance of what Krishna is saying here. He's the one who makes everybody dance. Everybody's dancing to his tune. He's saying, but I'm dancing to Radhika's tune. And not just as a dancer, as a pupil dancer. In other words, she tells me what moves to make. She tells me how to dance. And then I dance accordingly. That is big. That's really huge. Okay, let's go to 125. Kasmad Vrande Priya Sakhi Hare Pad Mulat Kutoso Kundaranye Kim Iha Kurute Nitya Shiksham Guru Kaha Tam Twan Murti Pratitarut Latam Digvidikshu Spuranti Shailu Shiva Brahmati Parito Nartayanti Swapaschat. Translation. So this is basically a dialogue going on. And the dialogue is between Vrinda Devi and Radharani. So translation is given here. Radharani is saying, oh, my beloved friend Vrinda, where are you coming from? Radharani is asking Vrinda Devi, where are you coming from? She says, I'm coming from the feet of Sri Hari. So I just met Lord Krishna. I'm coming from there. She says, where is he? And she says, Vrinda says, in the forest on the bank of Radha Kund. Then Radharani asks, what is he doing there? Well, he's learning dancing. So Krishna is there at Radhakund learning how to dance. Then Radharani says, but who's his master? Who's teaching him? And look at the answer. Your image, Radha, revealing itself in every tree and creeper in every direction. So essentially, Krishna is seeing Radharani everywhere, on every leaf, on every creeper, in every tree, in every direction. He's seeing Radha's image. He's dancing like a skillful dancer. So I'm sorry. That image is roaming like a skillful dancer, and Krishna is following her. So this is the degree to which Krishna is following the moves that Radharani is making in dancing and learning to dance. What does it mean to you? In your words, what does this mean to you in terms of relationship between Krishna and Radharani? What is this relationship?
That Krishna is serving Radharani.
Okay, more than that.
Krishna is making Radharani happy.
Conjugal mood.
I'm sorry.
Conjugal.
Okay,
Krishna.
they are one, but a little bit more. The relationship between Krishna and Radha is such that, and it's being described here.
Krishna,
Krishna is being controlled by Radharani.
Yes, Prabhuji, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's totally controlled by Radharani.
Yes.
Totally controlled. Gayatri, you were saying something.
I was going to say the same thing, Prabhu. That's what
sure.
I was going to say.
Okay. So yeah, he's completely controlled by Radharani. There's a name for Radharani, which is Madan Mohan Mohini. So Krishna's name is Madan Mohan, that he enchants even the Cupid. But Radharani enchants Krishna, the enchanter of the Cupid. Similarly, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 5, text 29, he says, Bhoktaram Yagitapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. He says, I'm the controller of all the controllers. Even to the point where Bhagavad Gita says, Yasyagya Brahmati Kala Chakro. The time is moving by his orders. Bhagavad Gita also says in text 44, it says, Shrishti Pralay Sadhan Sakti Rekha छायाविजस भवनानि जगत भवनानि दुर्गा इच्छानुरूपम असि यस्य चेष्टते सा गोविंदमादि पुरुषोत्तम भवन. Even Durga, the Maya Devi, does whatever he wants. Her every cheshta means her every action, her every move, her every effort is according to his will. She's completely controlling Maya. He's completely controlling everybody else. But he's being controlled by Radharani. Radharani is love. That's the glory of Radharani's love that's being described here. Okay. Any questions on that? Is that clear, or am I confusing you?
I have a question, Prabhuji.
Go ahead.
I don't know. It's a question, but maybe it's like not a very smart question. So I'm just like listening to this. It seems like Krishna is just fully absorbed in Radharani. You know, he sees her everywhere. Everything is just.
Yeah.
So when we're praying to Krishna, he's so absorbed in Radharani. Like, how does he even focus on anything else other than her?
Because it's Krishna. It's not you and me. You and I have focused, then we don't see anything, we don't hear anything. Right?
He has unlimited capability.
Unlimited capabilities, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he
Thank you,
can be
Prabhu.
totally absorbed and still listen to your prayers. But I should also point out, and that story that I'm sure I've told you before, and that story about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. He was one day at Radhakund with some disciples, and there was king of Jaipur doing Danvat Parikrama of Radhakund. So one of the disciples said to Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, see what a wonderful king he is doing Danvat Parikrama of Radhakund. And Bhakti Saraswati Maharaj said, yes, that is true. He's a very nice devotee, but our moods are different. So the disciple was surprised. He's a Krishna Bhakta. What are you saying? He said, no, the difference is for him, the East is Krishna. For us, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the East is Radharani. So we try to please Radharani, they try to please Krishna. And that is the difference. Okay?
Thank you.
Sure. All right. So if there are no questions, I'll move on. Is that okay? All right. 126. Nij prema swad mor hoye je ahlad taha hoite koti gun radha prema swad. Wow. He's saying, whatever pleasure I get from tasting my love for Srimati Radharani. So clearly, he's in love with Radharani. He gets a lot of joy from loving Radharani. But he's saying, that joy that I get, the joy that I taste from loving her, somehow she tastes 10 million times more than me by her love. So her love tastes her 10 million times more than my love. I taste my love for her. Is everybody clear? Or is it too complex words?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Whatever joy I get from loving her, she gets 10 million times more joy from loving me.
Yep.
Okay. Then, I think Krishna is going crazy just describing this. It keeps on getting better and better. 127. आम्ही ज्याचे परस्पर विरुद्ध धर्माश्रय राधा प्रेम त्याचे सदा विरुद्ध धर्ममय. Just as I am the abode of all mutually contradictory characteristics. So Radha's love is always full of similar contradictions. So please somebody tell me, what are the contradictions in Krishna? Krishna is saying, I'm full of contradictions. Give me some examples.
He has two sets of parents.
That's not contradiction though.
In a sense, some people say he's Yashoda's son and someone
Okay, all right, okay.
He is he is one who follows dharma perfectly, and at the same time he is the biggest cheater.
Okay, good enough. Yes, that's good. What else?
He is Prabhu.
Sorry?
Prabhuji, he has million of copies, still he is renunciate.
Yes, okay, very good. Yes. What
He's the
else?
supreme controller, yes, yet he's saying he's controlled by
That's
Radharani.
right. That's right. What else?
Prabhuji, he married 16,108 wives, but he called himself a brahmachari.
Very good. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What else?
He is
Prabhu,
very nearby but far also. Prabhu.
I'm sorry, Damachar.
He is very nearby and also far away.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's the Ishopanishad. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, everything belongs to him, but still he goes and steals butter.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then there's something related to that. He's absolute truth, right? Krishna is absolute truth. But he lies like anything. I never ate butter. I never stole butter. Maiya mori, main nahi makhan khayo.
Yeah.
Right? And then he is soil, matti. His mother, no, I didn't eat it. No, I didn't eat it. So he's lying. Right?
Prabhu also, he says in Bhagavad Gita, Pita Hamasya Jagato, that he's the father of everyone. But then he's son of Yashoda, you know.
Yes. So yeah, I think you got it. The point is, Krishna is full of contradictions. She's saying, I am full of contradictory characteristics. But Radha's love is always full of similar contradictions. So Radha is not any different from me. Her love is also full of contradictions. And we'll talk about, next few verses, we'll talk about how. But right now, just pointing it out. So 128. That's one contradiction right here, 128. Radha prema vibhu char badite nahi thai, tathapi se chane chane badaye sadai. Radha's love is all pervading, leaving no room for expansion. But still it is expanding constantly. So what does all pervading mean?
He's everywhere.
I'm sorry?
He's everywhere.
Everywhere. What does everywhere mean?
Omnipresent.
By the way, it's about Radha's love, not him. But anyway, what does all pervading mean?
Omnipresent.
Yeah. Omnipresent, everywhere. What does that mean in the context?
Infinite, Prabhuji.
Sorry?
Infinite.
Yeah, infinite. But in the context of this verse, it means there's no room for expansion. Because room for expansion means it's not everywhere. Do you get that point? Expansion means you're going someplace where you were not there before. Does everybody understand that concept?
Yep.
Not really, Prabhuji. I didn't understand,
So,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, suppose you have a house that's 3,600 square foot and you expand it 3,700 square foot. What does that mean? Your house was limited to 3,600. Now you increase it by 100 square feet. But because land was there, right? Now suppose your house is the whole earth. Now how are you going to expand it? Where will you go?
It is full, but
Sorry? No.
No,
What I'm saying?
so yeah, so Prabhuji, it's just like the same example that you were giving to Mataji, which means that Krishna is fully absorbed in Radharani, but at the still time, he would still listen to our prayers because he's unlimited. So same way, Radharani's love is all pervading, where there is no room for expansion, but still it is always expanding.
No, you're right. But I'm still stuck on the point, making sure everybody understands what all pervading means. Because otherwise,
everywhere, wherever I go, wherever I see,
it's
so far I
everywhere.
can see.
That's right.
There
So
is Radha's love.
everywhere means there's no room to expand. That's my point. Does everybody understand that? If it's
Yes, Prabhuji.
everywhere, expanding means there's some place is not there. Otherwise, what does expansion mean? Expansion means you're going where you were not there before.
Yes.
Yes, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Everybody, yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, good. So Krishna is saying that her love is all pervading, which means there's no room for expansion. But here's the contradiction. It's expanding constantly. Don't know where expanding, but expanding constantly. Those of you who studied mathematics, and somebody pointed it out already, infinity cannot increase because infinity by definition means no room to expand. So her love is infinite, yet expands. That's the contradiction. Yes, no? Okay.
Which I think we understand the concept,
Okay, good.
but we don't understand the concept, like we understand it on a level like you're explaining, but it's not something that we can coherently.
Oh yeah, no, I totally get that. And this Krishna is
Yeah.
puzzled. Why would you not be puzzled? Krishna is puzzled.
Yes.
But Krishna is, that's what he's saying here. It's puzzling. That how can infinity increase? How can something that's all pervading increase or expand? That's what he's saying. So you're right. We can't understand that. And that's the whole point of this verse. We can't understand that. Krishna saying, I can't understand that. But I want to make sure you understand what it literally means. How it happens, we don't understand.
Yes, Prabhuji.
But literally, what does it mean? That's one make sure you understand.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then Krishna is saying there's a contradiction that there's no room for expansion, it's still expanding.
Like it is something which is impossible, like
Impossible for us, not for them.
for us, impossible
Yes.
to think.
Well, for us, it's impossible even to be all pervading.
Yeah. All pervading, no expansion, and it is expanding. So
No, I'm saying for us, it's impossible even to be all pervading. Forget about expanding.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And when we expand, we call mote ho gaye.
No, I understand, Prabhuji.
Okay.
It's unimaginable, Prabhuji.
Okay. 129. Jahaboi guru vastu nahi sunischit tathapi guru dharma gaurava varjit. There's certainly nothing greater than her love. Krishna is saying again, certainly nothing greater than her love, but her love is devoid of pride. That is a sign of his greatness. So in today's time, somebody has little property, they become puffed up. Somebody have little power, they become puffed up. If something more than other people, they become puffed up. But Krishna is saying her love is greatest. There's nothing greater than her love. Still, she's without pride. That's how great she is. Now, Krishna is building a case for another contradiction. So he's saying Radharani's love is devoid of pride. Everybody understands the word devoid?
Yes, Prabhuji, I
What
understand.
What does it mean?
Without any pride.
Yeah,
Love,
devoid means
there
without
is no
any.
pride.
Right. So now 130. जहाँ होते सुनिर्मल द्वितीय नहीं आर तथापि सर्वदा वाम्य वक्र व्यवहार. Nothing is purer than her love. So we talked about puffed up, not being puffed up, devoid of pride. Nothing is purer than her love. But its behavior is always perverse and crooked. So how can something that's pure, devoid of any pride, greatest, be perverse and crooked? It's just I don't understand that.
Just to please the Lord, Prabhuji.
Sorry?
Whatever she does, just to please the Supreme Personality of Lord
Yeah,
Krishna.
no, that's true. That's true. But Krishna is making a different point. Krishna is making the point that something that's pure, something that's totally devoid of pride, something that's so great is also perverse and crooked. Why he's doing that? She's doing that's a different point. But the point we have to understand here, Krishna is saying her love is perverse and crooked. Okay, Vakra Vyavhar. Okay, let's go 131. Vibhurapi Kalyan Sadabhir Vidhim Gurur Api Gaurav Charyaya Vihina Muhur Upachita Vakrimap Vishuddho Chaiti Muradvishi Radhika Anuraga. Translation. All glories to Radha's love for Krishna, the enemy of the demon Mura. Although it is all pervading, it tends to increase at every moment. Although it is important, it is devoid of pride. And although it is pure, it is always beset with duplicity. So now Krishnadas Kaviraj is quoting a verse from Dan Keli Kaumudi by Srila Rupa Goswami. So what he's saying, repeating the same thing. So basically this verse in support of what's been said. Her love for Krishna is all pervading, but it increases. It's important, but it's devoid of pride. It's pure, but it's set with duplicity. Pure should not have duplicity, but it's duplicity there. Okay? 132. Sei premar shiradika param ashray, sei premar ami hoi keval vishay. So we talked about this a few weeks ago. Radhika is the abode of this love. That's just been described. And Krishna is the subject or object of this love. So Krishna is being loved, Radha is the lover. So lover is the abode of the love. Loved one is the object of the love. Is that clear? Because we discussed this before, but I want to make sure it's clear.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So somebody then describe the characteristics of Radharani's love. What are the characteristics that Krishna has talked about?
Her love is pure.
Okay. What else?
Without any pride.
Sorry?
Without any pride.
Without any pride. Okay. What else?
Always expanding.
Sorry?
Always expanding.
Always expanding. Yes. Anything else?
All pervading.
Huh?
All pervading, Prabhu.
All pervading. Yes, absolutely. Okay. All right. Let's go to 133.
Prabhuji, I don't understand this whole line. It is always beset with duplicity.
Yes. What does the
What
word
is that
duplicity?
duplicity?
What does the word duplicity mean?
Double, two type we cut. One thing two ways. Like
Sorry?
duplicity, like two things together.
No.
One thing in two ways.
No. It's not two things together. That's what does duplicity mean? Anybody else?
No,
Copying.
Sorry, Rajiv. Sorry, Rajiv. Let him finish. Rajiv, yeah?
Yeah, saying something and doing something.
Correct. Saying something, meaning something different.
Okay.
Duplicity is saying one thing, meaning something totally opposite.
Okay. So how is her love?
So, okay, somebody give me an example of Radharani's duplicity with Krishna.
With that, Prabhu, sometimes she does man, but inside in her mind, she loves him, you know.
Yes, She's happy inside, but she's
Oh.
showing like she's angry.
Oh, I see.
One
Okay.
great example of duplicity.
Okay.
Okay. All right. 133. विषय जातिर सुख आमार आस्वाद आमा होते कोटि गुण आश्रयर आह्लाद. I taste the bliss to which the object of love is entitled. So, Krishna is tasting it as an object of love, mean the person who's being loved. Okay? But the pleasure of Radha, the abode of that love, the lover, is 10 million times greater. So it's a repeat of previous verse. We're saying, whatever taste I get from being loved by Radha, Radharani gets 10 million times more taste by loving me. Okay? 134. आश्रय जातीय सुख पाइते मन धाय जितने आस्वादिते नारी की करी उपाय. So my mind races to taste the pleasure experienced by the abode. Means Krishna is saying, I want to taste the love that Radharani is tasting. But I cannot taste it because I'm the object, I'm not the abode. So he's saying, how may I taste it? So now he's asking himself, how may I taste it? So what would be the answer? We'll talk about it later on, but what's the answer? Krishna is asking, how do I taste it? How may I taste it?
To take her position.
Yes, to take her mood. Correct. So again, he's building up the reasons why Krishna comes to Lord Chaitanya. Okay, so let's continue and this will become very clear. 135. Kabhu yadi ei premar hoye ashray, tabe ei premanandir anubhav hoye. Krishna is saying, if sometime I can be the abode of that love, in other words, I can take the mood of Radharani, only then may I taste this joy. Okay, so Krishna is saying, if I can take the mood of Radharani, then I can taste this. Otherwise, I can't. Right? So let's read the purport. Somebody wants to help me with the purport?
I can, Prabhu.
Great, Prabhuji.
Please go ahead, Mataji.
Purport. The Visaya and Ashraya are two very significant words relating to the reciprocation between Krishna and his devotee. The devotee is called the Ashraya, and his beloved Krishna is the Visaya. Different ingredients are involved in the exchange of love between the Ashraya and the Visaya, which are known as Vibhava, Anubhava, Satvika, and Vichari. Vibhava is divided into the two categories Alambana and Udipana. Alambana may be further divided into Ashraya and Visaya. In the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna, Radharani is the Ashraya feature and Krishna the Visaya. The transcendental consciousness of the Lord tells him, I am Krishna and I experience pleasure as the Visaya. The pleasure enjoyed by Radharani, the Ashraya, is many times greater than the pleasure I feel. Therefore, to feel the pleasure of the Ashraya category, Lord Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Right, right. So basically, the point being made here is that Krishna is saying the only way I can taste what Radharani is tasting is that I take her place or take her mood. And therefore, he appeared as Lord Chaitanya. Okay? So that's one reason. 136. एक चिंती रहे कृष्ण परम कौतुकी हृदय बाढ़ाए प्रेम लोभ धक धकी. Thinking in this way, but Krishna was curious to taste that love. His eager desire for that love increasingly blazed in his heart. So he's increasingly feeling the need to taste the love that Radharani tastes. 137. यही एक शून्य और लोभेर प्रकार स्वमाधुर्य देखी कृष्ण करे ने विचार. So that is one desire. Now please hear of another. Seeing his own beauty, but Krishna began to consider. So first reason is done. What is the reason? First reason?
Love.
No, what is the first reason for Krishna appearing Lord Chaitanya?
To experience the love, to experience the love experienced by Radharani.
Yes. So to experience the taste of that love that Radharani feels by loving him. Right? So that's the first reason. Now let's talk about the second reason. 138. Any questions, by the way, before we move to the second reason?
So just a comment.
Yeah, please go ahead.
It feels like वो कौस्तुभ मृग का कहानी लग रहा है मुझे.
कैसे?
So Krishna is a reservoir, so he has all this potency, everything, but because he's trying to experience something which is within himself, which is being experienced by Radharani. So it's not exactly, but somewhere I'm just trying to relate.
Not quite sure I understood, but it's okay. Okay, 138. अद्भुत अनंत पूर्ण मोर मधुरिमा जगते इहार के हो नाहि पाए सीमा. Krishna is saying now, my sweetness is wonderful, infinite, and full. No one in three worlds can find its limit. So once again, Krishna's nature of being infinite, he says, my sweetness is wonderful, infinite, and full. Like there's nothing lacking. You know, there's a black spot on moon, but there's no black spot on moon-like face of Krishna. Okay. No one in three worlds can find its limit, and it's unlimited. Nobody can find the limit of my beauty, my sweetness. Okay, 139. Ei prem dware nitya radhika ekali amara madhuryamrit aswade sakali. Only Radhika, by the strength of her love, tastes all the nectar of my sweetness. Only Radharani, by the strength of her love, is able to taste the nectar, all the nectar of her sweetness. Others are able to taste partial, but Radharani is able to taste. And how much of her sweetness is Krishna able to taste? His own sweetness.
Prabhu, can you repeat your question, Prabhu?
How much of his own sweetness is Krishna able to taste?
In the form of Krishna Chaitanya, Mahaprabhu, in the form of
No.
Mahaprabhu.
As Krishna, how much of his own sweetness Krishna able to taste?
He can't taste any of his sweetness.
And why is that?
Because he is the object.
No,
he can't, like he is the Vishay, he's the beloved.
No, but
he's not loving. Oh.
That's in relationship with Radharani. That's in relationship with Radharani. Krishna saying,
Yes.
I can't taste my own sweetness. It's a different point. It's not saying I'm able to taste less. That's this whole point here. But I'm asking a different question. Why is Krishna not, how much of his own sweetness Krishna able to taste? Sorry, everybody, please. Is everybody else? Is somebody talking to us? Okay. So how much of...
Sorry. Can I answer?
Yeah, please do, yeah.
I don't know, I'm trying. As cow gives milk, but cow doesn't drink her own milk,
But it can though.
Yeah, but...
Can, but it doesn't, but that's different.
Yeah, that's a different thing, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is it like
But you were close though. I'm sorry?
Is it like the example of mango, that the mango cannot taste
Yes,
its own?
sir. Yes, sir. That is the point. A sweet mango cannot taste its own sweetness. Only other people can taste. So similarly, Krishna's sweetness, Krishna cannot taste it, it's his own. Someone else can. So devotees are able to taste partially, but Radhan is able to taste fully. And that's the point being made here. Taste all the nectar of her sweetness. Radhan is able to do that because by the strength of her love. Okay?
Sorry, Prabhuji, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Krishna can't taste any of it?
No, how can mango taste its own sweetness?
So I remember listening to a story where Krishna sees his own reflection on the floor that's really well polished, and he's quite enamored by how beautiful he himself is.
Yes.
So that makes me think that he is able to taste some of his own beauty.
No, he's able to. Sorry, go ahead. He's able to appreciate that his heart, but that's about it. Right?
Okay.
I forgot being recorded here. Anyway.
You know, I didn't think that's what I heard, but then I'm like, no, I think that's what he's saying.
No, you didn't hear it. Okay. 140.
Okay.
यद्यप निर्मल राधार सत प्रेम सत प्रेम दर्पण तथापि स्वच्छता तार बाढ़े क्षण क्षण. Although Radha's love is pure like a mirror, its purity increases at every moment. So once again, going back to the point, her love is pure and that purity is infinite. Still, that purity increases every moment. 141. आमार माधुर्य नाई बढ़ते अवकाशे ए दर्पणेर आगे नव नव रूपे भासे. My sweetness also has no room for expansion, yet it shines before that mirror in newer and newer beauty. So I'm going to hold off on this and 142, then we'll do 140, 142 together. 142. मन माधुर्य राधार प्रेम दोहे होड़ करी क्षणे क्षणे बाड़े दोहे केहू नहीं हारी. There's constant competition between my sweetness and the mirror of Radharani's love. They both go on increasing, but neither knows defeat. So Radharani's love increases when she sees and tastes the sweetness of Krishna. But Krishna's sweetness increases when he sees the love of Radharani. And that's what the example of mirror is being given, as we're seeing the mirror of love of Radharani. So when his beauty increases, his sweetness increases, Radharani's love increases. When Radha's love increases, Krishna's beauty or sweetness increases. When Krishna's beauty or sweetness increases, Radharani's love increases. There's competition going on here. And there's no end to that competition. So infinity keeps on increasing more and more. And there's no end. Okay? And neither side is defeated. They both keep on increasing. So if one side stops increasing, they'll be defeated. But nobody stops increasing. The sweetness goes on increasing and the love goes on increasing.
Prabhuji, we've discussed this before, that Krishna and Lord Chaitanya keeps coming again and again. That's the reason.
Yes. Okay. 143. Amar madhuri nit nav nav hoye swa swa prem anurup bhakte aswadaye. My sweetness is always newer and newer. Devotees taste it according to their own respective love. So this is what we talked about before. Devotees taste partially. And what they taste is according to their own love for Krishna, whatever mellow that is, whatever amount that is. That's how they taste. Okay. 144. Darpana de dekhi yadi apan madhuri aswadite hoy lobh aswadite nari. If I see my sweetness in a mirror, I'm tempted to taste it, but nevertheless I cannot. So I can see it. I can appreciate it, but I cannot taste it. And that's the point, Gayatri, I was trying to explain to you before. Is I can't taste it. I can see it, I can appreciate it, but I can't taste it. 145. विचार करिए यदि आस्वाद उपाय राधिका स्वरूप होते तबे मन धाय. So once again, he's saying if I deliberate on a way to taste it, I find that I hanker for the position of Radhika. So once again, I have to take the mood of Radharani, the position of Radharani as the lover, as opposed to the loved, to taste my sweetness. So in other words, Krishna says I have to understand Radharani's attitude, her mood, of increasing love all the time in order to be able to appreciate what she's tasting. So to taste my own sweetness, I have to take Radharani's mood. That's the second reason. So let's do the purport. Who wants to read it?
I can read, Prabhu.
Please go ahead, Mataji.
Krishna's attractiveness is wonderful and unlimited. No one can know the end of it. Srimati Radharani alone can relish such extensiveness from her position in the Ashray category. The mirror of Srimati Radharani's transcendental love is perfectly clear, yet it appears clearer and clearest in the transcendental method of understanding Krishna. In the mirror of Radharani's heart, the transcendental features of Krishna appear increasingly new and fresh. In other words, the attraction of Krishna increases in proportion to the understanding of Srimati Radharani. Each tries to supersede the other. Neither wants to be defeated in increasing the intensity of love. Desiring to understand Radharani's attitude of increasing love, Lord Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. So once again, the competition is on. The sweetness of Krishna is increasing in the mirror of Radharani's love, which keeps on getting clearer and clearer and clearer. And the clearer it gets, he starts feeling his sweetness starts increasing. So that's the competition we were talking about before. And it's a never-ending competition. Neither wants to be defeated in increasing the intensity of love. So desiring to understand Radharani's attitude of increasing love, Lord Krishna appeared as Lord Chaitanya. So that's the second reason. So what is the second reason in your own words? Somebody?
To understand the transcendental mellow.
Okay, I need a little more. That's too general.
To understand how Radharani feels so much pleasure just by serving Krishna. So he wants to understand and get that feeling and to taste her love for Krishna.
Okay. Anybody else?
Krishna feels that he is full of love. He has such sweetness, and to experience that, he the best way possible is to take the form of Radharani.
Okay. Anything else? Can I draw your attention to the last line of this purport? Somebody read it loud, please.
Desiring to understand Radharani's attitude of increasing love, Lord Krishna appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Right. So the reason is she's saying, I want to understand what is that attitude because of which our love keeps on increasing. The infinity keeps on increasing. And it's increasing because of my own sweetness. So I want to taste my sweetness because of which Radharani's love keeps on increasing. The infinity becomes more infinity. Right? Is that clear or no?
I'm confused between 1 and 2, Prabhu. If you can explain again.
Okay, what was 1? What was the number?
1 was appearance of Lord Chaitanya due to Krishna's want to experience what Radharani feels.
Correct. Correct. Now it's talking about her attitude of increasing love. So now we talked about how it's pure yet perverted and all those kind of things. And then we said her love is increasing by tasting my sweetness. So what is the taste she's getting? This is causing it to increase. Right? Are you with me?
So the first part is...
Go ahead.
He wants to taste the love. And then the second part is
he wants... Yeah. Second part is, what's my sweetness that she's tasting?
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
So, Prabhu, I have a question. So,
go ahead.
So then in a way, is Krishna not trying to taste his own sweetness?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he says, I can't do that unless I take Radharani's mood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay.
So what is this taste she's getting? And that causes her love to increase. Why does it increase? Yes, Gayatri?
No, I was just gonna say, like, in other words, like he wants to first understand what she feels and then understand how his sweetness makes her feel, I guess.
Yeah, so basically you can say
it's so
in the first
complicated.
one, he's trying to understand the nature of her love. The second one is trying to understand what's causing it to increase when it's infinite already.
Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 146. अपरिकलित पूर्व कश चमत्कारकारी स्फुरति मम गरीयान एष माधुर्य पूरा अयम अहम अपि हंत प्रेक्ष यम लुब्ध चेता सर्भसम उपभोक्तुम कामय राधिकेव who manifests an abundance of sweetness greater than mine, which has never been experienced before and which causes wonder to all. Alas, I myself, my mind bewildered upon seeing this beauty, impetuously desire to enjoy it like Radha. So he's saying, I'm seeing my beauty, but I'm not able to enjoy it the way she does. Okay? So in purport it says, it was spoken by Lord Krishna when he saw the beauty of his own reflection in a jewel fountain in Dwarka. It's very similar to what Gati was talking about. So in the pillar, we're saying, I want to enjoy like Radharani is enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it as much. There must be something about my sweetness that I'm missing. Okay? 147. कृष्ण माधुर्येर एक स्वाभाविक बल कृष्णादि नर नारी कराए chanchal. The beauty of Krishna has one natural strength. Fills the hearts of all men and women, beginning with Lord Krishna himself. 148. श्रवणे दर्शने आकर्षये सर्व मन apna aswadite Krishna karene jatan. So all minds are attracted by hearing his sweet voice and flute, or by seeing his beauty. Even Lord Krishna himself makes efforts to taste that sweetness, and he's not able to. 149. E madhuya amrit pan sada jai kare, Krishna shanti nahe, Krishna badhe nirantare. The thirst of one who always drinks the nectar of that sweetness is never satisfied. Rather, the thirst increases constantly. 150. अतृप्त होया करे विधिर निंदन अविदग्ध विधि भाल न जाने सृजन. Now we're getting a very interesting point. Such a person, being unsatisfied, begins to blaspheme Lord Brahma, saying that he does not know the art of creating well and is simply inexperienced. So Brahma is at fault. And you see why. Let's go to the next one. 151. कोटि नित्य नाहि दिल सबे दिल दुई ताहाते निमेश कृष्ण की देखी बे मोई. He has not given millions of eyes to see the beauty of Krishna. He's given only 2 eyes, and even those eyes blink. How then shall I see the lovely face of Krishna? So how can I see the lovely face of Krishna with just 2 eyes? I need millions of eyes. And even these 2 eyes blink. How nonsense is that? Which reminds me, or reminds him, Krishnadas Kaviraj, the Gopi Gita. Atati yad bhavan anhikananam tutir yugayate tvam apashyatam kutil kuntalam shri mukham chate jada udikshatam pakshmakrit drisham. So in Gopi Gita text 15, Gopis are saying, O Krishna, when you go to the forest during the day and we do not see your sweet face, which is surrounded by beautiful curling hair, half a second becomes as long as an entire age for us. Yugaitam Nimishan, Lord Chaitanya said, the 7th verse of Shastakam, same idea. And we consider the Creator who's put eyelids on the eyes we use for seeing you to be simply a fool. So they call it Brahma a fool. You put eyelids, so every time I blink, I can't see Krishna. That's the love. I mean, try to imagine. I can't see Krishna when I blink. How do you know how long one blink is in seconds? How long is one blink?
Quarter of a second,
Less
if
than
that.
that.
Millisecond.
No, it's not
Fraction of a
millisecond.
second.
No, fraction is not the right answer. Give me a number.
Millisecond, Prabhu.
No, Prabhu, that's too little.
Half a second, half a second.
No, it's too much.
1/8 of a second.
You blink. You blink for half a second?
Prabhu,
1
something
second.
Nanosecond, Prabhu.
No, that's too short.
Prabhu, is it Nimesha?
Well, the Nimesh, but what's the definition?
Okay.
It's 1/16th of a second. Exactly.
Ah.
1/16th. So they're saying for 1/16th of a second, I can't see Krishna. And I'm going mad. And I'm blaming Brahma for that. Now, how do you get love like that in your heart? Right?
It seems unimaginable.
Unimaginable. That's exactly. That is why Gopis love is unimaginable. And Radha is 10 times more, 10 million times more. Imagine it. We can't even imagine that. Just like her beauty we cannot imagine, her love we cannot imagine. It's beyond us. Okay, let's do 153. This is now when Krishna goes to Kurukshetra and they are there. Gopyascha Krishnam uplabhya chirad abhishtam yat prekshane drishishu pakshma kritam shapanti dragbhir hedi kritam alam parirabhya sarvas tadbhavam apur api nitya yujam durapam. The gopis saw their beloved Krishna at Kurukshetra. After a long separation, they secured and embraced him in their hearts, through their eyes, and they attained a joy so intense that not even perfect yogis can attain it. The gopis cursed the Creator for creating eyelids that interfered with their vision. So same thing. Gopis are saying, why did you give me eyelids? When I blink, I can't see Krishna. But that 1/16th of a second. And they're very upset. Similarly, another thing, they secured and embraced him in their hearts through their eyes. So Krishna has entered their heart through their eyes. And they're embracing Krishna in their heart. It's not a physical embrace. It's an embrace in their heart. What's the prayer that we chant for Lord Jagannath? Lord Chaitanya used to sing that a lot. Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami So he says, through my eyes, please come to my heart. Lord Chaitanya is singing. The same idea. The Krishna is entering the heart of the gopis through their eyes. They're embracing him in their heart. And then complaining that for that 1/16th of a second, I can't see Krishna. Brahma, it's your fault. You're a foolish creator. That's the kind of love we're talking about here. And Radharani is a million times more, 10 million times more. Okay, 154. Krishnavaloke bina nit phal nahi aan. Jai jan Krishna dekhe sahi bhagyavan. There's no consummation for the eyes other than the sight of Krishna. Whoever sees him is most fortunate indeed. Now imagine, what's the use of eyes if you're not seeing Krishna? You may as well have the eyes of a peacock. What are the eyes of a peacock famous for?
They can't see.
They can't see. So if you can't see Krishna, what's the use of your eyes? They're as bad as peacock's eyes. But who's able to see him is most fortunate indeed. Okay.
Babuji, can I share a story?
Sure you can.
Because like I'm listening to all of this and I'm like, you know what, this is so beyond my head because, you know, we can't even love things. We can't love like I can't love. I don't even understand this type of love. But I came across a story about Shri Ram Bhadracharya, who is blind and he was given the opportunity by Indira Gandhi at some point, where she offered him, if you want to go, abroad, I can get your eyes fixed. And he said, there's nothing for me to see in this world, because the only thing to see in this world, I mean, he's a devotee of Shri Ram, is Shri Ram only. And there's nothing else to see. And he said, no, I don't want my eyes.
Correct. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, he's an existing, for those who don't know, he's an existing person, wonderful devotee. Bill Mangal Thakur did the same thing. He kept getting attracted to other women. So he asked a woman to bring him red hot needles.
Yes.
So when she brought it, he poked both sides. I said, these eyes are distracting me from seeing Krishna. So I don't need these eyes. So it's a very different level. But just to get an appreciation of where Radharani is, we talk about these examples.
Prabhuji, even Surdas ji was given eyes, but he said he doesn't want. He already.
Correct. Yeah. Okay, 155. Akshanvatam phalam idam naparam vidamah sakhya pashun anuviveshyator vayasyai vaktram vajesh sutayor anuvenujustam yerva nipitam anurakt katakshmoksham. The gopis said, "Oh friends, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the sons of Maharaj Nanda are certainly fortunate. As these two sons enter the forest, surrounded by their friends, driving the cows before them, they hold their flutes to their mouths and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavan. For those who have eyes, we think there's no greater object of vision." So again, Gopi is saying, if you have eyes, there's nothing bigger, nothing better than seeing Krishna and Balram. So very short purport, like the gopis, one can see Krishna continuously, one is fortunate enough. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said the sages whose eyes have been smeared the ointment of pure love can see the form of Shyamsundar Krishna continuously in the centers of their heart. So what is that verse in Brahma Samhita being referred to here? Number 38, I can give you a hint. Brahma Samhita 5.38. Premanjan Shruti Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadaiva Hridayosh Vilokayanti Yam Sham Sundaram Achinta Gun Swarupam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamamani. So those of us who have ointment of love in our eyes, we can see Krishna in our hearts. So the reason gopis can see him so clearly is they got real pure love of Krishna in their heart. Radharani's got even more, so they can see Krishna clearly. And they are at the point where they complain about not being able to see him for 1/16th of a second. We can go days without seeing him, we are fine. We go weekly to the temple and then complain about all the problems in the temple. If the goal was simply to see Krishna, there will be no complaints. But we can't do that, right? So there's a huge difference.
Babaji, is it true that, the pure devotees, they can see the Leelas of the Lord happening in front of them?
Yeah, absolutely. It is said that if you chant purely, the first thing that appears is the form of Krishna. And then name of Krishna. Then it's the form of Krishna. Then it's the qualities of Krishna. Then it's the pastimes of Krishna, and it's the abode of Krishna. That's the order this start appear. But they appear automatically depending on the purity of your chanting. So we're not talking about imagining the pastime or seeing the pastime in your head. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about, and then at the end of it, the devotee is able to participate in the pastimes. That's the highest. It's all depending upon the purity of our chanting. And we still don't want to chant purely. But that's the effect. Okay.
Where is this mentioned, Prabhu? Like, if you wanted to read more details about this?
I think
you can share afterwards.
It's somewhere in Charitamrita. I can't remember exactly where.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, 156. Gopyastapah kim acharan yad amushrupam lavanya saram asamordhvam ananya siddham dragibhi pibanti anuswab bhinavam durapam ekant dham yashasah shriya ashwarasya. Translation. The women of Mathura said, what austerities must the gopis have performed with their With their eyes, they always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh, and extremely rare. So now, the women, who are the women of Mathura? All the ladies who got up on their terrace or balconies to see Krishna as he entered Mathura. And it's explained in Bhagavatam that some put makeup only one eye, not the other eye. Some people put the top at the bottom, bottom at the top. And all this because they were so crazy to see Krishna. They forgot their own makeup to do properly, I mean. So they're saying, a kind of transcendental envy of the gopis of Vrindavan. They're saying what austerities they must have performed that they can see Krishna all the time. I said the loveliness of Krishna is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. Nothing compares to that. Okay, so this is from Bhagavatam again. 157. Apurva Madhuri Krishner Apurvatar Bal Jahar Shravane Man Hotal Mal. The sweetness of Lord Krishna is unprecedented. And strength is also unprecedented. Simply by one's hearing of such beauty, the mind becomes unsteady. I mean, mind is known as fickle, unsteady, obstinate, strong, but it needs to be all that. Why not be by seeing the beauty of Krishna? Okay, 158. Krishnere madhurya Krishna upajay lobh samyak aswadite nare mane rahe chobh. Lord Krishna's own beauty attracts Lord Krishna himself, but because he cannot fully enjoy it, his mind remains full of sorrow. So he can enjoy it, not fully. So 159 says, Eit dvitiya hetur kahil vivaran, dvitiya hetur ebe shunav lakshan. So that's the second reason. Krishna wants to taste his own sweetness fully. He said, I cannot do that on my own, so I have to take Radharani's mood to taste my own sweetness. And they can also understand how the infinite love of Radha increases even more. And I can understand how the infinite beauty of mind can increase even more. Okay, that's the second reason. Can we pause and see if there are any questions or comments? Actually, I'm going to stop here anyway because third is going to take some time and I don't want to stop halfway. So we're going to stop here, but I'll wait for any questions or comments or realizations. Who's awake?
Prabhuji, can we again discuss the last one, text one, which we just talked about? Lord Krishna's own beauty attracts Lord Krishna himself, but because he cannot fully enjoy it, his mind remains full of sorrow. And then they say this is the second reason.
Right.
Right.
So the whole thing we did today was number 1 and number 2.
Number 1 and number 2. Yeah, and we talked about it. What's causing to increase the love when it's infinite already is what Krishna wants to understand. That's the second reason.
And along with that is my sweetness is causing that. So what is the taste of my sweetness? Those two go together. This is number 2. Number 1 was, what is the nature of her love?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So those are the 2 we discussed today.
Yes. How is the second line of the previous text is related to the second reason? But because he cannot fully enjoy it, his mind remains full of sorrow?
Right. So he's saying, I need to enjoy that. But I can enjoy that only when I take Radharani's mood. That's what we're saying. Radharani's love is increasing because she's tasting that sweetness of Krishna. But Krishna is not tasting his own sweetness, his mind is not increasing. The only way, how does infinity increase? Only way I can understand that is if I take her mood, taste my sweetness, and I see it increasing, and then I can understand how or why it's increasing.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, makes sense. Yes.
Okay, good. Any other questions or comments? Once again, I have to ask, was it too much detail? Because I can again cut it. I see some glossy eyes.
Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam.
Hey, Dhanvat Pranam, how are you?
I am good. Prabhuji, class was wonderful.
Thank you.
It was, I know it is quite a lot to absorb, but
Yes.
It was very explanatory. So, I mean, hats off to you. I don't know how to explain it in the words. It was done wonderfully.
Thank you. So, but you're making a good point. If we really want to understand, we have to go home and read this all over again. That's the only way we'll actually be able to absorb it. With so much information coming at you, it becomes an information overflow, and then it just becomes mumbo jumbo, right? And it becomes confusing because so much information has come out today. And similar, so it becomes confusing. But if you take some time to read it again, you'll see that it starts to make more sense. Okay. Now, again, if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask. Otherwise, we'll return you 13 minutes.
Prabhuji, I have one question, not regarding today's contest, but like in the Panch Tattva, the fifth name is Shrivas or Srinivas?
It's both.
Both means one, sometimes it is like we say Srinivas, sometimes I see Shrivas.
Yeah, this is why it's both.
So they are like either we can use Shrivas or Srinivas. It's
correct. Just as long as you don't confuse him with Srinivas Acharya. It's a different
Acharya.
person. That's a different. Is it Srivas Pandit or Srinivas Pandit? But it's not Srinivas Acharya. Srinivas Acharya is a different person.
This is in the fifth, like in the Panch Tattva, the fifth name is Srinivas.
That's what I'm saying. It's Srinivas and Shivas. Two names of the same person.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay.
This is like I just wanted to make sure I am using the same name or not.
No, you're correct, Mataji. You're correct.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. All right then. Looks like we're done. Mancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyo namo namaha. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Das Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Jai.